All right, let's see what's going on here. All right, let's see what's good. What's good? What's good? Let me save that. Man, I wish I had more time actually to be on the charts because it seemed like the market was actually looking pretty good today. I have no idea what took place, but just at first glance, it seems like the market actually looked pretty good overall. All right, let me see something. All right, let me get my link. All right, there we go. Yep, we good. All right. What's up, Stacy? What's up, Hassan? What's going on with y'all, man? Benito, what's good, man? Yes, sir. How is the market looking? Seemed like the market might have been doing something, but I can't tell for sure because I wasn't here. But just at first glance, seems like it might have been doing a little something. Right now, environment is good. Environment looks real good right now. Not so certain about behavior just yet, but I'll see momentarily. Matthew, what's up? Joshua, what's good? Joshua said it's out of sync. Okay. Yeah, y'all don't miss nothing, huh? Yes, indeed. Yes, sir. Got the money back. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, internet is out of sync. Okay. Yeah, I actually had to just get a bag because what I usually carry, like, I don't know what it is, man. It's like after you become a parent, it's like you just have stuff, little stuff that you be just having. Keys. There's always extra keys. You know, you end up getting like a bigger wallet that don't fit in your pocket no more. All type of little stuff. And I see why some dudes, like I'm not gonna resort to the merch. I'm not doing that. Like I see dudes walking around sometimes with like a man purse. No, man. No. Nah. I couldn't do no man purse, man. Nope. And then the regular little thing that I carry, usually I keep my laptop in that, but the laptop just like the bag wasn't holding all of the little stuff that I be having. So I was like, you know what? I need a knapsack, like straight up and down. You just get a knapsack, man. It's in that category, Benito. It's definitely in the Gucci category. Yeah, like all that fanny pack, nah. No, sir. Right, just because you put it across your body, it doesn't mean it's not a fanny pack. It's a fanny pack. First of all, if it got a clip and it snaps, that's a fanny pack. Period. And I don't know who invented the man purse. I'm like, come on, man. No, no. There was a time when I didn't even have a wallet. I used to have a card holder, and then I used to keep my money separate from the card holder. So it took me years to actually get a wallet that has your money and your cards in it in one thing. I used to rock them separately. I used to have a card holder and then keep my money like separate in my, in one of my pockets or in my socks. Mad old school. That's bad old school. Anybody still keeping money in their socks? It's mad old school. But I used to do it, man. I used to do it. What's happening, Els? Litecoin? No, I cannot say that I do carry Litecoin. I do have some Bitcoin, but I do not have any other coin, actually. I might have a little bit of Ethereum. Ernest said, I'd rather do a Walmart plastic grocery bag than carry a man purse. Yes, sir. And it's been done. Best believe it. It has been done. Yep. Yes, sirree. I'm watching this 2677 now. Right now, I'm mainly focused on what the behavior going to look like because I don't have a clear footing on the behavior just yet. But this one is going to probably tell me a lot of information. Yeah, this is going to tell me a lot right here. Okay, off top, I see that pricing is out of sync. Not a lot, but it's out of sync a bit. It is out of sync, and I want to see what the behavior actually ends up looking like. But I do like the environment right now. The environment is what we want it to be, for sure. It looks like it's transitioning behavior-wise. But what it does in these last seconds of the binary will tell the story. Yep. Will tell the story. Okay. Behavior don't look bad. Don't look bad at all right now. Looks like it's holding up pretty well. So that is noted. That is noted. L said just drop. Bitcoin went up. Was thinking of converting some Bitcoin to Litecoin. I'm not really sure. Okay, so sound like you trade Litecoin when you see opportunities in the movement of Bitcoin, from what I'm gathering from what you say, which is interesting. That's interesting. I am curious about the cryptos, actually. Like I'm not interested in trading them, but I'm curious as to how they work as far as the ability to trade them. Because I know that you can trade like coins against coins, and you know, I would imagine that there's some type of correlation between the different coins. Just haven't delved into it to know enough about it to really comment on it. But I am curious about it. Ben Never said if we can win, say, 9 out of 10 times, sometimes even as bad as 7 out of 10, would you not say that losing is not an issue if you're confident in your skill? So having losers allows you to adjust and learn what the market is trying to do. So why be afraid of losing and trade multiple times during the day? Yeah, see, and immediately before I even get a chance to say anything, exactly what Matthew was saying. If you're losing 3 out of 10 times, that's an issue. That's definitely, you shouldn't be losing that much. The reason I'm saying that is because you have to consider, why would you lose a trade? Like, to begin with, why would you lose a trade? Are you losing a trade because, oh, well, the market just, you know, did such and such on that trade? Oh, the market, you know, well, the market can, you know, do anything at any time. Like, are you defaulting into that mindset when you think about a losing trade? Or do you actually study the market when you lose a trade to get a better grasp and to get more comprehension of the dynamic of the market itself that you're watching? That's my, because with binaries, you win or you lose a trade. The reason that you would select the trade in the first place is what? Like, you got to ask yourself these questions. Like, I'll go in order of how my thought process is. My thought process is simple. Why am I taking the trade? Am I taking a trade because, oh, this trade got good risk reward on it? I'm not trading like that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't trade based on risk reward. That's one. So the basis of me taking a trade in the first place would have to be more so that I have an understanding of the way the binaries work. I understand that in order for me to win this trade, the price has to remain in position relative to the line of my strike price. So if I select X strike price, I know that the price has to remain either above or below that price based on whether I bought or sold. I know that. All right. We got that established. Now I'm asking questions like, what is the market doing? See, you can't go into losses and wins without understanding the reasoning behind a loss or a win. You got to understand why. Why did this trade lose? Why did the trade win? What did the market do that led to this trade winning or losing? That's the question. This is my thought process. So now, once I establish what will cause a loss, I want to know that first. I want to know how to win first. If I understand what causes a losing trade to occur, I'm going to do everything to avoid that. First, I want to avoid losing first. I want to figure out what is it that the market does that causes you to lose a trade that you like to take. If you like to trade at the money, what would cause you to lose a trade? Figure that out. You like to trade in the money. What would cause you to lose a trade? Figure it out. Once you figure out what would cause losing situations for you, now you have a foundation from which to start. You can't go nowhere until you know that first. You can't even talk about win rate, how many trades you take per day, how many trades you'll win versus losing. You can't really talk about anything yet until you figure out why. Why would you lose in the first place? What would cause you to lose a trade? Because I guarantee you that the answer to that is going to be always, it's what the market did at the time that caused you to lose. So now that puts you in a situation where you need to explore from the perspective of understanding the market. You you got to understand the market itself. You see what I'm saying? Why did it move like that? Oh man, that one lost. But why did the market move like that, which led to a loss? That's the question. You see what I'm saying? Not, oh, well, if I take 10 trades and I lose 3 out of 10, can I survive? You're totally in the wrong. You're moving in the wrong direction if you think like that. And like, I'm just offering you the way that I process my thoughts when I'm on the charts and when I'm looking at the market. I think like this. So my thought process is always going to be first and foremost, well, how do I avoid losing situations, period? Not how do I figure out how to win and get, I need a strategy or method so I can win trades. I'm not concerned with that yet. It doesn't even matter yet, because you got to understand the dynamic of why you would lose a trade in the first place, period. You know what I mean? So let me go into the comments real quick. See what you guys are saying. Ben said it could be the market or could be your trigger. Happy sometimes. We can't help a loss. See that right there? Just like that statement at the end where you said we can't help a loss. That's not true. And I'm not even saying that to be funny. Like it's not true that you can't help a loss. You absolutely can help a loss. Definitely. Master L said, I lost a lot because I didn't sell at the right time 2 years ago. Timing always plays a part. Timing always plays a part, regardless of what market you're in. I'm looking at this this binary right now. There's nothing there. All right. Dubs says, don't try and predict the market. Let the market reveal its highest probability about itself. Woo! Dubs is on to something. L says, still in the market though, held on for 2 years. Now day trading's getting easier. Very good, man. Very good. See, like, time and experience will teach you a lot, because the more that you expose yourself to the market and study the market, that's where the real jewels and the real nuggets are. It's not in trying to figure out strategies and methods to win. Like, people try to figure out a method of curve fitting the market, and they want to try to increase the win rate of a method. That doesn't even make sense. Like, if you think about it, it doesn't make sense, because whatever you're doing to curve fit the market is just recognition of a pattern that you see in the market. You're still not studying the market, and there's a difference. L said, I think he meant it. We can't help a loss if we're trigger happy. Okay, that I understand. And that leans right into where I always take it, which is back to the self-direct. Why are you trigger happy? You understand what I'm saying? Why are you thirsty to trade? Now we start to get into the mindset. Trading is not just about the market. Trading, 99% of the shit is about you. 99% of it is about you, which is insane, because people don't realize that, and that's why they keep losing. People be losing with all type of strategies and methods. You ever notice that? It's like, well, damn, I thought you had a good strategy. What happened? Oh man, I just, I take a lot of trades. It sounds like you don't know how to control yourself. Every time, man, it'll get you. Don said, kill or get killed. The Navy SEALs go into a mission to win, come out on top. That's it. Like, there's no other option, in my opinion, when you're dealing with the dynamic of the market. The market is always the market. So therefore, you can figure out how to avoid losing situations. You definitely can figure that out. Period. Ben said on your blueprint project, you had a trade that the trade went in your favor in the last second, but could have easily gone against you. So that sort of thing you cannot control. That's true. You cannot control situations like that. Now, the trade that you're talking about, and this is, I know that this sounds retarded, but listen to me. That specific trade that you're making reference to, I literally wanted to take a trade like that to prove my point, because study and observation of the market are the keys to winning. Your self-control plays its part by you not doing anything until the exact things that you're waiting for are present in the market first. And then everything on the platform that you're using to trade with lines up with the market in that environment and with that behavior. Now, you can use that information, everything I just said, and if you fine tune your ability to interpret when that is, you can nail trades that look retarded. Like, I kid you not, you can just nail trade, and it's like, damn, how did he win that trade? Study and observation of the market. I didn't win the trade. The market was the reason that I won the trade. So it's obviously something I'm doing relative to understanding the market and interpreting market environment and behavior with precision. See, the precision is not you as far as, oh, well, I knew the market was going to do that. We not in the business of predicting what the market's going to do. We're more so in the business of understanding what the market is doing now. It's like, what's the market doing right now? Do you understand what it's doing? All right, so you don't need to be in the market at all. Now do you understand what it's doing? You've been studying for longer. You starting to understand what it's doing? Yeah, I'm actually starting to kind of get what it's doing now. All right, keep studying. You study more. Do you understand what it's doing? Yeah, I do actually. I do understand what it's doing. All right. You think that you can convert that into an actual trade? Can you sync with the trade on the platform? Let me try it. Then you try it and you nail it. And it's like, damn, it took me a long time to get to that point, but I understood why I won the trade. You realize how you just elevated your skill level? And not because you tried to pick trades. You elevated your skill because you were patient enough to wait for the time that you needed to spend in order to study and observe the market, in order to be able to, with efficiency, identify and recognize what it is doing and the timing of what it's doing. Once you figure that out, you can do whatever you want to, because your skill level is high now when it comes to interpretation of the market. Remember that the reason that you're going to win or lose a trade is the market, not because what the market could do. Does that make sense? You don't win because of what the market could do. It's just like saying, oh, well, the market could have went against me there. Yeah, but there's a reason that it didn't go against you. And there's a reason you selected that trade. Now, why did you select that trade right now? Is this something that you saw already pre-existing in the market? Or did you just roll the dice and say, well, I'm going to try this one? You see what I'm saying? I don't never roll the dice and say, I'm going to try this one. When I select a trade, I'm all in, 100%. That's why we don't ever try to exit a trade early. Never. By the time we pull that trigger, that's it. It's all or none. You either going to win or you're going to lose, of course. But you're not taking the trade based on the thinking of, oh, I might lose. You're taking the trade based on the thinking of, I'm so confident in what I see this market doing right now. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Boom, you take the trade. That's the skill that you're fine tuning and you're crafting for yourself when you study and you observe the market. You see what I'm saying? That's what the Blueprint Project is based on. That it's based on my ability to do that. And that's why I always direct you to look at how the market looked during the trade. When you look at how the market was behaving when I'm taking trades, it's teaching you so much about the dynamic of how you can study and observe the market for yourself. That's what it is. So it's like puzzle pieces, and you putting the puzzle together. But you got to do it. You got to put the puzzle together. But that's a very good question. Very good question. Joshua said that just made me think of a question. You've been trading for 100 years. Do you remember how long it took for you to become proficient with your skill? Mark, permanently profitable. I'm like, I keep it 100 with you as far as when I knew that I was good. And what I mean by that is I knew I could win consistently. This is ever since 2006. 2005, I was getting there. When 2006 came, I was there. I knew I had it. I was like, I got it. I got it. So how many years is that? This 2019, that's 13 years. That's 13 years ago. So that's a long time to be confident in your skill and your ability. Now, in that time, my ability to profit on these platforms, it was interrupted by brokers. And I always talk about, like, you know the situation that I went through where they was like straight blocking. They were straight up blocking, like doing stuff on the platform to interrupt my ability to profit. And not just for me, but they figured out whoever was making money substantially on the platform, they're going to mess with their money because they were on the other side of your trades. And they weren't supposed to be. Your trades were supposed to be in the open Forex market, but they were taking the other side of your trades because of the volume. You know, my contract, my lot sizes when I was trading Forex were humongous. I was trading standard lots, standards. And, you know, I was at that point for a while. So I was like, just making money all the time. Like literally, I remember this vividly. Because at that time you had to fax a form to make a withdrawal. I had a stack of faxed forms that was like this thick with withdrawals. I used to be withdrawing twice a day. And they wasn't like $100. You know, we talking $1,500, $1,800, $2,500. 3,000. On a bad day, I'm withdrawing 500 twice. Because I would withdraw after every trade. I didn't care. I was like, all right, I made that, boom, withdraw. I would put the form in. As soon as I make the money, the form is going in to that fax queue. And it was to the point where I had them sending it to me. I used to wire the money. And they had like a wire fee of like $30. I didn't care. I was like, I'll deduct all of that on my taxes. I ain't worried about it. 2 withdrawals a day minimum. Anywhere from, on a bad day for me, I would make $1,500. On a terrible day, I would make $1,000. This was then. So I'm going through this to give you the dynamic of how when you're confident in your skill, you just execute. You just go. There's nothing really to think about once you elevate your skill to that point. So, it's only a matter of time before you get there. If you can consistently train and study and go through whatever your shit is, for you, it might be, impatience. For some, for each person is different. It's a different poison that you have to overcome for yourself. For some people, it's impatience. For some people, it's thirst. Some people just can't get over being thirsty. Some people got the gambling mentality. Some people have no discipline. So they want to try what you're doing here, and they doing signals, and they doing all of this shit at the same time. They can't stop. They have no discipline whatsoever. Whatever it is that you got to go through, you're going to have to go through it. And you're kind of doing it alone. I mean, with through TeamAlliance, you're not doing it alone because you got like a ridiculous amount of support from other people that are in the same training with you and me. You know what I mean? So it's different. It's very different than kind of being left on your own to figure it out. You don't got to figure nothing out. When you train with us, it's like it's figured out. All you got to do is do it. Do this only. That's kind of what it is. If you do this only, your skill will automatically develop, period. But it's like people still got to overcome their shit. That's why I always talk about you still got to deal with yourself. Even though you're in training with us, you still got to deal with you. So whatever your bullshit is, like I said, it might be thirst. If you thirsty, you're going to deviate. If you are not disciplined, you definitely going to deviate. If you ain't got no patience, you'll deviate because you ain't going to wait. You're going to be doing stuff and then you be like, oh, I didn't know that. When it was like, well, you should have been just training so that you understand that that's what it is that you're doing. Like, where'd you get that from? How'd you even start doing that? You're creating bad habits. You're doing all type of stuff. But anyway, and I don't mean to ramble, but these questions are making me go into shit. And it's good. Like, this is good information that we're going through right now. But as far as how long it took for me to get to that point in 2006, because I was trading Forex in 2003, 2004. So it took like 2 to 3 years for me to just become fully confident and aware of the market. About 2 to 3 years. Joshua said I'm in my first year. I had the knowledge to win and not lose, but I'm still working on becoming proficient on applying the knowledge each and every day. That's the part that I'm talking about now as far as working on yourself. You got to just work through yourself. And what happens, remember that the market constantly is exposing you. So there's parts of you that you don't even know is there yet. You don't know it yet until you run into something in the market that brings it out. Then when it comes out, now you got to deal with the shit. It's like, oh man, I didn't know I was that thirsty. That was thirst. That was a thirst move. Why'd I do that? You'll take a trade and be like, why'd I do that? That was a thirst move because you still got the thirst in you. As good as you're becoming with as far as your skill, you still got to deal with the thirst. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, it takes a long time for people sometimes to deal with themselves and go through it. It takes a long time. So it's not even like you're still working on the skill part as far as the market aspect. You're working on the skill part as far as the personal aspect. Your personal skills, patience, discipline, stop being thirsty, stop being greedy, bunch of other shit. You're working on all of that constantly. And it's a constant. It does not stop. It's ongoing. Better way to put the question, after you acquired the knowledge, how long did it take for you to get your self-control positioned properly for long-term trading success? Okay. Within NADEX, it took way less time. By the time I shifted to understanding NADEX specifically, I did that within a few months. Like I mastered my self-control quickly. But you got to understand, I already had mastered it from when I was doing Forex. You understand? So it was there. The foundation for it was there. I just needed to navigate NADEX and figure out the way that I was going to go about trading. I had to figure that out for myself. Once I figured that out, my discipline and my self-control kicked in immediately. It just kicked right in. Bamani, what's good, man? Matthew said, I haven't been training for much longer than you, Joshua. From my own progress, it was a declaration to myself that I would not put myself in position to lose. See, now this is very interesting. Some people, and I think that if you have, what's up, man? If you have a background like in some type of military training, I believe that it's easier for you to do it. It's easier for you to decide something and you do it. Most people are not like that. Most people will say, man, it's kind of like, it's you know what it's like? You know how like people make New Year's resolutions every year and don't do it? That's what it's like. So the fact that you making this big grandiose resolution to yourself don't mean shit because you ain't gonna do it. You see what I'm saying? But if you have the foundation to do it, and people with military background usually do because you've been trained to be disciplined. So it's easier for you to execute that because you got it in you already. It's already in your system. You know what I'm saying? So you can say, you know what, I ain't doing that shit no more. And mean it. And you literally just will stop. Cold turkey, you're not doing it no more. You know what I'm saying? So like, I know that when Matthew says that, he meant it. And he went right into execution mode. Can most people do that? Hell no. It's the same reason that people make New Year's resolutions and don't do it. It's the same dynamic. It's so crazy that was the first thing that popped into my head just now as I was talking through that. Don said, imagine if a sniper says, I might miss my target. Yes. That's the mindset and the dynamic right there. Don hit it on the head. Ben is asking Joshua if he's successful at this now. He says, are you doing better now using NADEX than you were with Forex? Shit, I can answer that. Robocop said, ever had any problems with NADEX? And Robocop, I'm not saying this because I love NADEX. Like, I'm just being 100% honest. And I can say this with full confidence because I've experienced bullshit with brokers and companies that give you access to the market. I've literally not once had a problem with NADEX. Not once. Even when I wasn't understanding the dynamic of the indicative price and the settlement value and all of that, like by the time the dude explained it to me, I made one call early in my NADEX experience where there was a trade that I took, and the trade, you know what it is. You take a trade and it ends on your chart. It looked like it's above your line. And then when you get the email, you lost. It was one of them. So I called them and I was like, so what are y'all going by? The information on the chart, or you going by the information in the email? And if you're going by the information in the email, how does that work? Like, what creates that dynamic? What's creating that? And then he explained the way that the settlement value is determined and how it's an average and how whatever it is in the email that you see, that's the final decision and that's it. And I said, all right, I understand now. And I accepted that loss. And from that point on, because now I understood the dynamic of it, I was like, listen, you're going to have times when you win them trades. You ain't going to call them when you win. You ain't going to call up NADEX talking about, yeah, man, I just want to trade, but, you know, on my chart, it looks like I lost. So I think you should deduct that from my account because I actually lost. They're going to be like, well, sir, we can't do that. It's based on the settlement value. According to that, you won the trade. So, congratulations. You're not calling them to tell them that. You see what I'm saying? So it's about being real and being honest and being transparent and really just learning and figuring shit out. Like the reason that you even worried about it is because the way you trading, you probably taking trades where you getting close calls because the market is doing too much. So you need to get better at understanding the market. You can't be blaming NADEX because your trade lost. The trade lost because the market was doing whatever it was doing. And where it ended was below your line and you bought. You lost. Accept it. That's it. You lost. If you would have won that trade, you wouldn't have said shit. You see what I'm saying? So I kept that real with me. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. Because I would not be calling them if I won. And that's a good conversation right there to have. Joshua said, not to the level I'd like to be, but that's solely because of my occasional thirstiness, which would usually always lead to a loss. Indeed. And for the record, Joshua recently, he started with a $100 account and he took it to over 3,000. Like just so people are aware of who Joshua is in particular, you know, he didn't just do that the first time he did it. You understand? He went through a lot of money, just like many people do, trying to figure himself out and doing thirsty shit and doing all type of stuff, and just losing repeatedly. You got to put money back in your account, all of that type of stuff. So he went through the fire, but he got to the point where he was able to deal with the whole overall skill and execute 100 to 3,000. He did it. Bunch of students on TeamAlliance took 100 to 1,000. Bunch of students did that repeatedly. There's students that did way more than that. So it's like it boils down to you and the way that you're able to navigate not only the training, but you're able to navigate the dynamic of dealing with yourself as well. Because that's where the majority of the bullshit is coming from. It's coming from you. You ain't got no patience. You ain't got no patience. That's what it be most of the time. He said unprofitable tendencies. Yeah, it's called the thirst. Matthew said, Joshua, this will help you. Just look at your family and get that reminder of the big picture and how that particular trade doesn't mean anything compared to the end goal. Yep. Ernest said, I'm doing the old man rant. Yep. Dub said, trading is difficult if you haven't done the mental work and mindset that Mark and TA bring every single trade. Trading is so much easier when you have that confident mindset. Hell yeah, man. Look at what he says. You are all you need. Joshua said, that's helpful, Matthew. The frustration is still fresh. I had just scaled up and just took a mindless trade. And so the insecurities resurfaced. Right. And we had a conversation about that. He said, that's what I'm dealing with now. See, and you got to be real. Like, you have to admit what it is that's going on with you so that you know what to deal with. And then you can make your way into how to rectify it. Does that make sense? But Monty, what's good, man? Matthew, Joshua, if there's anyone that can overcome that, is you, definitely. He said, I bounced back, just surprised myself with the deviation, thought I overcame it and let my guard down. Yep. But Monty, sometimes you have to fail your way to success. But Monty, don't be thirsty. Invisible Hand said, do you have proof of these gains? People are starting to record now more often. So, that's one of the things that I am in my group encouraging everyone to do, to record, because when you record the actual trade, my thing is that when you're taking trades, you want the trades that you take on your own to be study material for someone else in the group. Like the idea for Team Alliance overall is that people come into training and they develop actual skill and just learn how to execute and move further away from the negative aspects of themselves that will cause them to lose in the first place. So that's a dynamic that has to be dealt with. Matthew, I'm not sure why who you may be, Invisible Hand, but I grew up being taught to never count another man's money. You know how that goes. He says, really, does that not apply now? What are you asking about now? I'm not sure what your question is now. Because you said, does that not apply now? Does what not apply now? Do you have proof of being profitable? Profitable. Surely do. I mean, that is obvious if you're following me anyway, because I record all of my trades. Like, they're all recorded and documented. And the reason that I even started doing that in the first place is because I wanted to document my journey. So in addition to that, I also do live training, and we do recordings of the live training. So there's no shortage whatsoever of the training that I'm giving that will allow someone to duplicate what they see me do when I trade. So we have a group, and that's like, when you come on here, that's why we're all talking about the same thing every day, because this is what we do every day. You know, like, trading is something that at this point, when you're introduced to Team Alliance, you're not, you know, trying to figure all of this out on your own. The majority of people are losing money, period. Majority of people are losing money. So if you want to stop losing money, you need to figure out how to understand and interpret the market. That's it. You can do that on your own, or if you run in the Team Alliance, you now have a support system that's going to help you to get there. So that's what it is for us. I can't speak for anybody else out there. Josh said about 500 videos of proof and counting. Bamani said, if you never flipped 100 into 1,000 or better, you probably asking the question, do you have proof? Like, to me, proof is in your bank account. You either got it or you don't. If you don't got it, it's going to be obvious that you ain't got it. But I know, for me personally, I haven't been working on a job since 2006. And I've been doing okay. And I've only been doing training for, when did I start training? 2017? Yeah, like 2017. So we in 2019. So only been doing training on NADEX for about 2 years. Was profitable before that in Forex, and now profitable on NADEX. So it is what it is. But Monty said, I used to think Mark was full of shit until I turned 100 to 1,000. That right there, that's what I love to hear. I'd rather somebody say, hey, he's full of shit. I want you to say that, and then try what you see me doing. Try it. See what happens. Learn how to stop being thirsty. Learn how to wait for the market to present you with your opportunities, and learn how to deal with yourself so you stop being thirsty in the market and doing extra shit that's causing you to lose every time. Do that. You do that, you just might switch everything up and start winning for the first time. Matthew said, I'm proof that copying pays off. That is a fact. That is a fact. Matthew happens to be someone that actually is full-time trading now as a result of this. So, you know, I'm pretty sure that there are way more of those stories on the way. But, you know, I mean, everything is always in due time. See, the main thing about this is that, hey, I might as well just take y'all with me. I got to drive, but I keep this on because I'm on the vibe right now. So I don't want to lose no nuggets that might come. But the main thing about you trading, when you're trading for yourself, you know, you're not relying on signals, or you're not relying on somebody else's ability to provide you with trades and, you know, for you to be profitable. You're actually learning how to understand the market from the perspective of winning. It's like figure out the market so that you make money. Isn't that the end goal? That's the end goal. So I don't understand like what else are people doing if you're not doing that? What are you doing? You buying strategies and methods, you trying to learn indicators, and you trying to figure it out from that aspect of it. But if you look at people out there who trade, the people who make money, they don't use none of that. They don't use none of that. Coincidentally, there's a guy that's out there. His name is Niall Fuller. Coincidentally, no relation, at least not that I know of. But this guy trades Forex, and he teaches how to look at the market just using price action. That's it. Now, mind you, I've never even looked into what it is that he does specifically, but I know that if you're using price, that's why you're winning, because you're actually dealing directly with the market itself. Anybody that tells you anything other than that, oh, it's indicators, if you put this indicator on and this and that and blah, 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 they're shorting themselves and you, because you need to figure out how to deal directly with the market in real time in order to ultimately develop an understanding of the market so that you can be profitable, period. You have to do that. Like, that's not optional. So if you still dealing with indicators and playing around with all of these different things, trying to figure it out, you still in that mode where you don't know. In other words, you don't know the market yet. That's what it means. Oh, well, I found a really good indicator that, it lags a little bit, but it's really good. You just said it lags. Of course it lags. It's not the market. It's the after effect of something that the market might have done, and it's a way that you're trying to curve fit something specific in the market that exists in order to find profitable trades. And that's why you got to figure out the win rate of it and all of this other stuff. Oh, well, how often do you win with that? Nobody cares about how often you win. I don't care about that. My thing is, once again, how can I understand this market and not lose? I don't want to lose. I'm not trying to figure out ways to win. There's more ways to lose than there are ways to win. You need to figure out the ways to lose so you know how to avoid them. That's the key to everything. You figure that part out, you're going to be strong, and you're going to develop the real skill in the market, period. Period. Yep. Bimani said all starts with $100. That's hard. I like that. But Bimani said there is no strategy to win. You have to move with the flow of the market. See, anybody that's in the know sounds the same. You ever notice that? Like, we all sound like broken records because we know what we're talking about. We know what we are talking about when it comes to the market, man. And that's why, I can recognize easily when somebody doesn't know. And I have empathy for that. It's not like I'm like, hey, nah, I know when you don't know. It's not that. I want to see everybody succeed. I want to see everybody win. But I can't force you to do what I do. And I'm not trying to. I don't care if you do it or not. I'm going to continue to be profitable and do what I do, period. Matthew said, no need to be salty about anyone else's success unless you're not pro-black. That's a little inside joke we got. Pro-black meaning in the black. Yep. Pro-black meaning in the black. Yes, indeed. Monty said it's easier to understand price action versus a chart full of indicators. Yep, all day. All day. Yeah, but this is a good dialogue. And see, like, I'm always open to when people have or want to have a discussion about anything. Really? You got to stop sign, man. What the hell are you doing? a discussion about anything, because I always feel like there's an opportunity either to elevate my own understanding, or somebody might actually get value from the dialogue and hear something that's said that could help them. That's how I look at it. Like, I know that people will sometimes ask questions and it's like, well, damn, why are you asking that? You know, like everybody else is looking like, why are you even asking that? But I leave it open because I feel like there's always an opportunity to elevate. There's always an opportunity to elevate with your own understanding, and you just might say something that will help somebody that needs the help right now. You know, like all of this is online. There's no telling who might stumble into this video or the replay of the video or whatever, and they hear a nugget and it's like, yo, whoa, that's what it is. All this time I've been trying to figure out what it was I was doing. Come to find out, what you've been doing the whole time is just being thirsty. You trade too much. Take too many trades. Like, that's one example. For somebody else, it might be like, man, you ain't got no patience. Oh man, I've been trying to figure out what it was, man. You're right. I don't wait for the best trades. Yeah, you're thirsty. You're not waiting for the best trades, and you don't even have any guidance or direction coming from anyone to tell you, nah, you need to chill. Like, you're doing too much. You keep wondering why you're losing, and you know why you got to try to figure out how many times out of 10 trades you're going to win or lose. The reason that you're doing all that is because you don't have confidence. The reason you don't have no confidence is because you really don't have any skill in the market. That's what it is. That's what it is. You lack confidence because you lack skill. And it's okay. But for a lot of people, they don't know that. They don't know that that's what it is yet. Benito said, I didn't know much about the market until I came to TA. Didn't even understand how I was going to be this profitable on my way to full time, thanks to Mark. You see what it is? Ben said, what would you say is too many trades? I won't even answer that. I'm gonna let somebody else respond to that. What y'all think is too many trades? I forgot who was on here the other day on the live, and he said he was taking 15 trades a day. And he asked, he was like, you think 15 trades a day is too many? I just was like, yo, I can't even respond to that. I have zero response to that. Joshua said 2. 2 max. Wow, that's hard right there, man. That's a hard pill to swallow, man. Dub said men and women's one a day, just like the vitamin, healthy 4 counts. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. You know what's funny too about that, Dubs? What you just said? When I was doing that that video series for the 1 a day challenge, you know where I got that 1 a day picture from, right? I got it from the vitamins. I got it from the vitamins, man. That's where the picture came from. I don't even think nobody even caught that, but that's what that picture is. If you look close at it, you're like, oh, this is the 1 a day bottle. Yep. Joshua said, win the first one, keep the thirst away. Win the second one, you'll try to win all day and blow your account away. For real, man. And that's when you are in the right mind frame. Over trading takes you outside of the right mind frame, because now you being thirsty. Now you just being thirsty for no reason. And that thirst will lead to you being outside of the mind frame, and it takes you outside of the framework of what you should be doing. And next thing you know, now you doing too much, and next thing you know, you lose a trade. And you're like, damn, why am I still trading? I was already 4-0. I should have stopped. And it's like, you were 4-0. You should have been stopped. You should have stopped at 2. Ben said, if you have skill, why can't you take 3 to 4 trades per day? You can. You can, but understand that part of the skill set is exposing yourself less to the market so you don't have to do as much. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. For me, I don't want to take a lot of trades because I would rather have the time freedom. So I would prefer to just wait for better opportunities to come. When they come, I'll take it. If I get that one opportunity a day, so be it. I'm good with that. Oh wait, can I park here? I don't like being close to people. It really bothers me. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, like, you know, it comes down to what you want to do. If you are comfortable taking more trades, then hey, do your thing. But like, what we train to do is we train to take fewer trades on purpose so that we only end up with the best opportunities, and we wait for the market to position itself in a way where we know we're going to win the trade. Like, you want that, or do you want the possibility of maybe losing because in your mind you got it set, well, I'm going to take 3 to 4 a day, but then you only get 2 trades because you have a preconceived thought process that you're going to take 3 to 4. Mentally, you're forcing 3 and 4 when you got 2 already. You see what I'm saying? It's taking you outside of what you should be doing. You should never be forcing trades. What if the market presents today environment that only produces 2 trades for you and you want to take 5? Like, you're used to taking, well, I'm supposed to take 5 trades a day. I'm supposed to get 5 trades a day with the way that I trade. Says who? It's not up to you to decide that. It's up to the market to decide that. So what if the market ain't giving you 5 trades a day? It ain't giving you 3 to 4 trades today. What if it only gave you 1 trade today? How are you going to make up for the difference in your mind for the 3 to 4 that you're supposed to get? Now you're going to start forcing. Now you're going to deviate from what you normally and should be doing. And next thing you know, you're taking trades that you shouldn't even be in. And it's like, you know, you done fucked up, right? You know that, right? Now you messed up. Now you messed up. Stacey said, if you overtrade, you should just go back to a full-time job. Matthew said, eat to be full, not to be in pain. Matthew said, 2 shots to the head and I'm out. See, these are very powerful responses, and it's really something to think about. Like I said, you know, no one is telling you what to do if you trade or if you want to trade. Don't associate skill with taking a lot of trades. Associate skill with winning. Don't associate skill with trading a lot. Associate it with winning. And on that note, I'm out. So I'll see y'all in training. Everybody else, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow.